The old 1x30 open frame sharpening system, belt sharpening system. This thing's absolutely legendary in the commercial sharpening space. There's been tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars of profit generated all throughout the United States of America on this one single machine. Everybody loves it. One problem, reverse. Guess what? They put a pin code on it. They required all these steps to put it into reverse. A lot of people got frustrated. Guess what? Now there's a solution. And this is the world premiere of the KFMK 1x30. The solution? One button. One button will throw your machine in reverse. And that same one button will throw your machine into forward. Oh yeah. And I love it. I'm already a big fan. And tracking. They put some effort into tracking. The good old Vevor machine used to throw, you put it in reverse, it'd throw your wool wheel, your Scotch-Brites right off the machine. Guess what? That's not happening. The very first thing I noticed when I unboxed mine is it had a KSAG5 knife sharpening angle guide in the box. So I went ahead and took off the default platen, and we're just gonna bolt that thing in, because it can act as your permanent platen. It was an absolute game changer for the sharpening industry. So CJRB gifted us this pocket knife for our channel, and I'm gonna show you how you can, even with a little 1x30 belt, you can find the razor zone very easily. So while I'm doing that, I'm gonna tell you about my personal experience with the 1x30 sharpening system. I've been running one for almost a whole year now. First thing you're gonna notice, it's super small and it's super compact. In that motor, you might think to yourself, does that thing have enough punch? Let me tell you, I've put a lot of knives on this thing, and maybe one time in the entire year, I was able to actually bog it down. And we're talking a really heavy Scotch-Brite belt with a really big piece of metal. But aside from that, pure sharpening or even thinning, knife grinding, you're not gonna have an issue. Mute point. Next, favorite thing about this thing. So you got the power of the motor. Number two, the variable speed. So it has a VFD, I think it's called. That thing is that's one of the best features of this machine. So you get one of these on your bench. You're brand new like I was when I got mine. This is my first belt machine I ever owned. Turn that thing all the way down to low and hit go. The mistakes that you make, and hopefully you're starting with your own knives and you're not practicing on a customer knife, but if you do make a mistake at low speed, you can overcome it and correct it quite quickly. So you got the small but mighty motor, and you've got variable speed. You can run it super slow, or if you've got some cojones, you can run it super fast. It also comes with a whole variety of attachments. You've got a little square work rest you can put on there. This particular machine actually comes with an adjustable angle guide, which is super cool. So you're not gonna have to go buy an extra one. And what I love about this, all you need, say you got 300 bucks in your pocket. You buy this system. All you need from there is a power outlet, and you're ready to make money. Well, I guess you're gonna have to find some customers that are willing to pay you to sharpen their knives, but it has a little built-in angle guide on there. I personally don't use it. I like to use my digital angle guide. You're gonna wanna go find yourself some premium, some professional sharpening belts. And in fact, Get Sharp has a whole website dedicated to professional sharpening belts. You can find the best in the world by 3M, Cubitron Trizac. You can find the new MagnaPeak ceramic belts. There's a whole bunch of belts you can access on there, so go check it out. I like to run the ceramic Grit 120, specifically MagnaPeak 120. Once I get an Apex, I'll swap that belt out and I'll throw on a 3M Trizac. It's called an A30. It's the grit equivalent of roughly 600. And you're gonna use that to thin your burr out. And then after that, it's up to you. You could throw a leather belt on here like I do in this video. And you can start to polish the apex a bit. And at the same time, you're gonna be thinning the burr as long as you do it correctly and you know what you're doing. And then from there, I always like to hit my hanging kangaroo strop and I get the best finishes ever. In fact, check out this comment from a gentleman who recently picked up one of the kangaroo strops. But yeah, at the end of the day, my overall review of the Vevor machine, out of 10 stars, I'm giving this thing a solid 8. Why? Why 8 and not 10? Well, the reverse function was definitely a headache. And number 2, the tracking. If you own a Vevor or a Toolcker, you've been down that rabbit hole trying to solve tracking. Well, in this case, I'm gonna give KFMK a solid 9. They addressed the tracking. For the first time ever, I was able to put a wool belt on. I was never even able to try my wool belt. It required edge trailing, but for the first time, it stuck on the wheels. It didn't fly off, and now I can finally experiment with a new material that I've always wanted to check out. And number 2, aside from tracking, right here, the big red button. I can just go instantly from edge leading to edge trailing in the single push of a button. Oh man, my Vevor guys already know that that's a friggin' awesome upgrade right there. So many minutes, hours likely of our lives wasted sitting there, drive you nuts. When I first started filming this video, the 1x30 by KFMK was not yet on the market, but good news, this thing just hit the market yesterday. And we've actually got a discount code for anybody who's watching this video. It'll be around for a short time. I'll go ahead and put that on the screen right now. And let's look at this final sharpness test. Get out of here.